Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the Wrestle Wire. Hope this finds you fantastic. I really do. It has been a long week. It has been an exciting week for professional wrestling as well. If you haven't been keeping up, there are new champions. They had that AEW had their Dynasty pay per view, which was a success on Sunday. A Yeah, Swerve winning the world title from Samoa Joe, so congrats to him on that. Uh, Willow Nightingale won from Julia Hart, so that's a pretty big deal for those two. WWE's crowning new champions as well. What's up, Brian Scott? How you doing, man? Um, Dude, there's a lot up. There's a lot up. We got a lot going on in pro wrestling this week, dude. It's insane to me. Actually, speaking of, I got to send a damn message about my guest later on this evening because we got a show to talk about. And we're incorporating that in. We're not doing an indie spotlight show on that company directly. Uh, this is just one of their talents coming on talking about the show that's coming up this weekend. That's all. So we try to do that because we try to help out the locals as much as we can. As much as they're willing to do, we're willing to do for them. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it works. But WWE's been off the chain, off the charts. But before we get into WWE, I got to talk about AEW. So look, you crowned a new champion. Cody Rhodes been talking about 2 weeks now, opening shows or doing promos or whatever. Your new heavyweight champion in a throwaway match. Why? Like, where was the celebration for that man? Where did he get his flowers from? Because I didn't see I didn't see it. So give me a break. I'm not saying that they need to follow WWE in everything that they do, but I am saying that your first or your first black champion and or African American champion, whatever you want to call it. Why would you not invest more into it? You know what I'm saying? There we go. Why wouldn't you put more into it? You got to do the things to make your champion look and feel larger than life, and they didn't do it, in my opinion. Especially not putting him in some throwaway tag. Now let's talk about later on in the show where you close the show out with this weird turn of the Elite turning on Tony Khan and Jack Perry shows up. I had a feeling they were going to do this where Jack Perry came back to the company as the scapegoat and all that. I didn't expect him to line himself up with the Elite, but in reality, making that storyline flow off of what really happened isn't a bad way of, you know, garnishing some of those bad things. You know what I'm saying? You can make money off the bad. And a lot of people don't understand that. Hopefully they do something decent with it and it continues to go from there. Been kind of falling behind, been real busy lately. So I've been falling behind on things like TNA and NWA. So I don't have too much news on them. I do know that they are doing a lot of things and they've got a lot going on. There's more shows coming up. Tommy Scott chiming in. What's up, Tommy? How are you? Uh, so hopefully those companies continue to do what they're doing because they're getting good headway. They're getting good headlines. This is what you want out of growth. You want solid, dependable growth, and they're getting it. So I'm all about it. I'm way about it with them getting their shots. Uh, just got a message from my co-host. He will be here shortly. Had some things to handle on the home front. Which, dude, that stuff happens. I'm telling y'all here and now. Tonight's show was literally if I got a phone call that said, "Hey, um, we need to change plans for the night." I wasn't going to be here. It was either going to be David doing the show by himself, or it was going to be us doing the show like tomorrow morning or something. because it is what it is. You gotta handle your personal business before you handle anything else. And I stand on that, and I stand on business too, which is one of the reasons I really like the wrestling business. Um, Either way, AEW did what they did with that. Tony Khan looked ridiculous with the bumps. If he doesn't show up to the Jaguars thing today in the draft for the NFL in a neck brace, what are we doing here? Like there was no sense for you not to do that. It would have made way more sense for you to be in a neck brace, in my opinion. I think that would have made it more fun. But we'll see what happens there. Let's see. That's pretty much all I got for AEW. Good on them for crowning new champs. I don't know. Swerve is a fantastic wrestler. Yup, he's over. Yup, he's popular. Yes, all those things. Yes, is he a draw? Is he a draw? That's where the money is. It's not about how cool somebody is. It's about putting asses every 18 inches. Because the more asses in your venue, the more merch you're going to sell. Man, Saturday. I'm trying to remember Saturday. I don't even remember Saturday. The hell did I do Saturday? Did I work Saturday? I think I worked a show Saturday. Yeah, that was the Matthews Cup, I believe. Pretty sure that was the Matthews Cup on Saturday. I worked the show, so I didn't get to watch it. And that's the thing. I've got to get back to the DVR and really catch up on a couple things. Shit, we didn't get to see much of NXT Tuesday night or no Wednesday night last night. I didn't get to watch much of AEW. I had to go catch it online today. I was on the road doing stuff. Had somebody and wanted to see him, so me and the troop hopped in the car and we went and seen our friends. So it's just what we do. Uh, but people are talking right now. Swerve Strickland this, Swerve Strickland that. Hey, I'm for it, man. Is the guy a draw? Are you going to be able to make your money off of him? That's where it's at in the end. That's what people need to understand. This is a business and it's about money. And I'm sorry that a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, well, we love this. Great. Good. You love it. How are you supporting it? If you love something, you want it to grow. You don't love a flower that you buy in a pot and not water it. You don't, you can even compare it to a relationship if you want. You don't love somebody and not try to water them to help them grow. I mean, that's just facts. That's just how life is. You gotta want to, y'all gotta want to grow. Everybody gotta want to grow together. But anyway, look, I ain't getting into all that shit. I've been in one of those modes lately, man, where everything's starting to flow out, and I need to rein some of that shit down because we talking about wrestling here. Uh, WWE new women's champion Becky Lynch. So many people were unhappy with it. So many people were unhappy that Becky Lynch won. Reality is, I feel like that is the catalyst for her heel. The crowd's turned against me, and I'm big time. Perfect. So now we go into Becky's a heel. You can end up with a face taking it from her. I would prefer Liv Morgan, but you know, there's a lot of them that could deal with this. Liv, in my opinion, is the one who needs to take the strap. Um, because it makes zero sense for Becky to hold it all the way until what's her name comes back. Oh, man. It makes no sense for her to hold it that long. Like that's ridiculous. That's just what I'm saying. This I see Becky as being a transitional champion. Maybe they set up a number one contenders thing in the next couple days. Well, because we got the draft coming up. Where do you put which champion? My book says that Cody goes to Raw and Damian goes to SmackDown. My book says that your current tag titles aren't going anywhere. I don't know if the champions are eligible for draft or if the titles are eligible for draft or not. But in my book, it's like look at the Raw tag titles. They don't match that old school flair, which is what the women's title and the world title have. They all look like the old school belts. So I'd say keep them all right. Champions are safe, but the titles matter. Remember back in the day, yep, only women's that can be drafted is women's tag champs. I get that. What I'm saying is the belts should all kind of reflect. I don't like the idea of Cody Rhodes being on SmackDown at all. Now, that can change because you're going to have the world title being more interesting here soon. The WWE title, now that Roman's gone, where do we go from here? Somebody's going to challenge Cody. Of course they are. They're always going to be a challenge. But who's going to bring asses to the show besides Cody? Is Cody going to be the main focal point of SmackDown? All right, then, that's fine. Because you're going to have Drew and Damian, CM Punk when he comes back, all these people on Raw. So there's a lot to be had there. There's a lot to be said about what they're going to do with the future of storylines because of this. I'm interested to see the draft. I can't wait for tomorrow night. I'll be working the show at Waxhaw. I'll come home and catch it. I'll come home and watch it because I damn sure can't go straight to sleep after working the wrestling show. Adrenaline's way too hot. You think Randy Orton should challenge Cody? That's not bad. That is not a bad one at all. I'm not against that. I think that Randy Orton would be a good kind of litmus test for him. Would be the way to put it. Wesley Flasky chiming in. What's up, dude? How are you? Um, Look, we've already had ideas on what to do with the world title. The WWE title is the one where I really can't see what's next for it, and I like the idea. I like the way that they're setting it up. In my opinion, I think you're going to see Gunther going after one, but I don't see them putting a belt on Gunther anytime soon. Now, the reality is the King of the Ring is happening. And the rule for the King of the Ring is whoever wins King and Queen of the Ring are number one contenders for a title. I wonder if they get to pick which world title they go after. That's a whole new ball game. Because now it's like essentially you win a tournament, it's like winning the Royal Rumble. You get to pick where you go. You're interested to see where Bobby Lashley goes. Shane, that's another good thought. I hope they actually keep that faction together. I wonder if they could draft him as a faction. That might be interesting. Speaking of factions, I wonder what's going to happen with the Judgment Day. You got Liv hitting on Dom now. That's freaking weird. Um, you've also got the other one potentially disbanding as well, Alpha Academy. It's like all your factions are taking a hit right now. So it kind of leads you to believe that the current factions that are here, and well, the Bloodline as well, you've got all these current factions here, and they're going to be doing some stuff and moving them around. But then what's next for them? Are they going to get rid of them and get new factions? There's a ton of shit out there that can change. I'm interested to see what people say. Trick Williams won that NXT title, right? I will catch up to that comment in a minute. Um, Trick Williams, their ratings were up last night, big time. Don't quote me on the numbers because I've seen a couple of different posts. One said 680 for AEW, and one said 660 for NXT this week. And I saw another one that said 660 for NXT and 620 for AEW. I don't know what the real numbers are. I have not gone and looked at them. Normally, I do go check Twitter or X, whatever, and get the WrestleNomics thing, dude. Uh, that would be interesting. You mean to tell me you crowned a new champion coming off a hot, successful pay per view, and you didn't follow it up with viewership? What's the problem here? Like that should have been huge. I feel like that show should have been awesome. Wouldn't mind seeing Bobby Lashley's the one to defeat Logan Paul for the U.S. title. It's going to be Ricochet, and it's got to be something spectacular. So look for that to happen. Maybe overseas, maybe as late as SummerSlam. But in my book, it's got to be Ricochet. Bo Taylor, what's happening, Bo? Another one of my old Virginia buddies, man. I ain't talked to this cat in forever. Haven't watched wrestling consistently over the years, but I can't stand Gunther. Dude, he's a good wrestler. He's a solid wrestler. It's a great thing to watch. Um, I I feel like his matches are always very impactful. And there's a lot to them, and there's a lot to digest. If you didn't know to watch it, you need to go back and watch Ilya Dragunov and Gunther from NXT UK, and the second time they went at it, which I think was in NXT. Those matchups right there were epic. They were freaking wars, buddy. They were awesome. Let's see here. Draft Gable and the Creed brothers to a show and build them as a new faction. That's not awful either. That's not bad either. But now you're talking about the Creeds are going to be heels because Gable just did a massive heel turn. So you got to keep that up. Oh, my guy. What is happening? How are you?
Busy. I'm out and about, my guy.
I can see this. You're not on the road. Your goatee's a little mushy. We need to get you some oil, baby. We need to get you some oil.
Yeah.
There you
go. I'm trying to get it,
There you go. But dude, we're just talking about draft possibilities now. We've already talked about AEW and their follow up and all that. We already talked about the new champ.
I watched a little bit. I was able to listen to technical difficulties. Apparently, StreamYard's having issues with logins and whatever. And where I'm at is the Wi-Fi is spotty. But whoever said draft Gable and Creed, I agree.
Like I say,
that's a great idea.
The Creed brothers have to become heel for that to work because Gable just had a massive heel turn. So that's a big thing. Bo said, haven't watched. It's been a few years. Yeah, you haven't watched him enough. That's exactly what it is. You have not watched Gunther enough to realize how fantastic that is. LA Knight got lost in the mix. I actually see LA Knight. I see LA Knight going after Sammy.
Yeah, same. I want to see that match.
Yep.
Because they look like they're having fun already. I want him to go after Sammy, and that'll push both of them. That everybody wins on that matchup.
Yep. And then Ilya definitely needs to get drafted to Raw, dude. I'm down. I've been telling people for a while that I love the Mad King, the Dragon King, whatever they were calling him. That was great. Have Creed brothers take out Rey Mysterio or Sami Zayn. Well, so there's an idea. If they jump Sammy, they're instantly heels and they align themselves vicariously with Chad Gable. So that would work. That could do it. Not Rey Mysterio. That would make no sense because, dude, I'm so over the Judgment Day and Rey Mysterio, and I'm over the New Day fighting Imperium. Like I've seen too much. I'm glad Imperium's falling apart. Now it's just Kaiser and Gunther because they kicked out Giovanni Vinci or whatever the fuck his name was. He was just picking over. But yes, Sami Zayn's going to be the one that makes the most sense for them to align with him, though, because Ray and them still got all their stories from everybody else that they're beefing with.
Yeah, they're trying to finish that up and wrap it up. They need to wrap it up.
That definitely
Though
was.
I am loving the whole LWO return, and I'm liking like the clash there.
Yeah.
With that Santos Escobar. So that's been cool. Uh, so yeah, it's dope to see that.
What I'm not liking is Andrade is a fantastic worker, does great work. He's just not getting a crowd reaction. I'm not into that. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but he's not getting a crowd reaction. I'm sitting here watching him, and I'm like, dude's good. He was
He is.
good when he was first there. He was good when he was in AEW, and he's good now. Why no reaction? I don't get it.
Yeah, you mentioned that before, and I agree. I mean, he's great talent. Has great matches every single time. Just
Yeah,
mm,
crowd doesn't get behind him at all. That's my thing. Um, let's see here. I'm just trying to make sure I keep up with everything because I got a bunch of shit running tonight. Um, bro, did you see that match for Ilya and Trick? Did you end up
who?
catching that match? Ilya and Trick Williams?
Nope,
Oh, you
unfortunately.
didn't make it
No.
that one? Okay. I caught it.
Trust
Luckily,
me,
that was the
because like
only thing.
I sorry. We were at the in-laws' house, so I was catching it there while I was there. Unfortunately, don't have access to it where I'm at now, down with the parents. So I was trying to catch up on everything today. So I'd be a little bit more prepared. But I was trying to catch the highlights too, because that's I like to binge watch my stuff when I can. But unfortunately, no.
Agreed. Well, when you get a chance, that matchup was excellent. There were a couple times where you couldn't tell. I wouldn't have predicted Trick. I kind of did predict Trick to win, but I didn't want to go full bore. I wouldn't have bet the house on it
Mhm.
because either him or Ilya could have gotten drafted up. In my opinion, that's not to say that they're not swerving everybody and Trick's going to get drafted anyway.
Mhm.
But that's kind of where I was.
No, I was excited for the matchup, and I've been saying every time, yeah. Uh, catching everybody talking about it online, everything. I've been saying it. He deserves it. He needed it. Um,
Right.
and the fans have been asking for it, and there you go. It's. I think that's kind of, again, like you were just saying, it's going to help them jump up to to the big shows.
Right. Trigger Williams made the whole room shake at the end. That crowd loves him. Yeah, they do.
Hell yeah.
Want to see Carlito do something? He's just kind of there, dude.
Yeah, I agree. He's kind of just hanging out in the background. Yeah, he's he's adding kind of the comedic timing effect every now and then.
Yeah.
But didn't he just have a match technically like last week?
I I can't remember. I got CRS. I can't remember shit. I don't know.
But yeah,
Um.
I like to see him more involved and do more matches. I do agree with
Yeah,
that.
I'd like to see him do some more. Um.
Yeah, because like
Ooh,
like,
that's a good question. What WWE star goes to NXT? Shane, that's gonna take me a minute. Natalia. You see Natalia going? Oh, there he is.
no,
You're
you
good.
left. You
No,
left.
you left. I
You
never
left.
left. Okay. Um, I'm keeping an eye on my bandwidth over here, buddy. It wasn't me. Um,
Um, I could see Natalia. Yeah. Yeah, because they've been doing a lot of like exchanges lately. It hasn't just been just NXT talent,
right,
which has been an interesting choice.
right. It's been crazy. Carlito was the one who took out Dragon Lee before Mania heel turn coming. Okay, that's
Okay,
got
all right,
legs.
yeah.
How long do we think Trick's NXT title reign will last? That's a good question.
Mm.
Yeah, buddy, it definitely ain't me. I'm sitting at 400. I'm sitting at 400 over 20 for
Let
Champ.
me see. Uh,
But as far as like, man, as far as how long will his reign last? I don't know. We're gonna have to see what this draft does.
yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I was gonna bring it. That's gonna put
Yeah,
uh,
for sure.
uh, a wrench in a lot.
Right.
'Cause that could move some people around. Um, and I think it'd be interesting to see because then that could give us some really interesting matchups for Trick for title defense. But I think he
Definitely.
should hold on for a little bit. Um,
I think. Well, Tommy says he thinks it's gonna be about 200 days.
200
But
days.
yeah, that's not a bad run.
That's not bad.
Let's see. When's their next big? Probably the SummerSlam week. I mean, at least till then. I'd say at least till then. Remember, NXT moves to CW in the fall, so they'll be
Yeah,
building a roster.
actually, it was funny because I was
Right.
just doing the math. Yeah, I'd say about 6 to 8 months. Sounds about right. Yeah,
Okay.
it's around there. Yeah.
Gotcha. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, dude, Soul continues to astonish everybody with that Soul
Oh
Snatch.
yeah, dude, she's amazing.
I
She's
love it.
awesome. The athleticism, just her fire in the ring, and just she captures a crowd pretty quickly. And her move set, man, that flipping cutter off the ropes or off the corner
That's
is
that's the Soul Snatcher.
that's dope,
Oh yeah.
dope. Though I do hear people complaining. It seems like everybody has a cutter or some kind of form of cutter now.
I mean,
But
hey, who cares?
as long as it doesn't become like the super kicks or
Right,
at least it's being protected.
bro. All right, so the draft is this Friday
Yeah.
and next Monday. Then
Hmm.
we've got Backlash on May the 4th. That's gonna be wild. May 4th. I'm gonna enjoy. I think I'm
Dice.
gonna really enjoy my weekend. I think I'm gonna just sit back and enjoy my weekend on May
May
4th.
the 4th. That's gonna be a busy weekend.
Yep, because guess what? Um, yeah, I've got a show the 3rd, and there's a bunch of shows running the 4th and the 5th. But
Yep.
I think after the 3rd, I'm just gonna drop it into neutral and chill.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I think I had possible back-to-back bookings that weekend. May's looking to be busy. Uh, Potential May 4th. Yeah, that's a lot of driving.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good call. Giovanni Vinci
Ooh.
gets dropped to NXT. That'd be good.
Okay.
That's a good call, Wesley. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Want to see Trick versus Joe Gacy? That could be a fun feud. Yeah,
Ooh.
I like Joe Gacy too. I do. I think he's a fun character.
Yeah,
Then we
because
got
we were kind of seeing a couple of people go back and forth. Like you even mentioned last year, last show was, dude got taken out by Shamus, and we see him back in NXT. I think they're trying to experiment here. What if they can get like a good combination or a good mix of people? Um,
well,
I don't
his
know.
tag
I just
partner's got a
like
broken neck, so they
yeah,
got to do
and
something with the guy.
and I'm kind of liking the vibe of NXT more.
Yeah,
Uh, the matches are just fun to watch. I think it has the crowd. The crowd reaction is just different. I think it's the more smaller venue. I think kind of helps with that too.
right. Well, here's a question for you. Do you think that let's use a smaller arena? I'm not talking about using Bon Secours Wellness or Madison Square. I'm not talking about 10,000 and up. I'm talking about 5, 6,000 seat arenas. Do you believe that NXT could go on the road onto those venues and make money?
Yes, hell yes, they can.
I do too.
I surprised they haven't. um, Most definitely.
I was I was 4 rows back at NXT when they came to Spartanburg. They did NXT live, and it was a blast. It was freaking awesome. I loved that. Ooh, Karrion Kross and
Ooh,
AOP going back to
yeah.
NXT. I mean, here's the thing. It depends on who they go after or what they do.
Mm.
I feel like as violent as all of them are, I feel like they could go anywhere. They just need to pick a good target to go after. And that's another thing. Are they going to move factions whole? You know, are they going to draft Lashley or are they going to, draft a whole bunch? You know what I'm saying? Lashley and
Mm.
the Street Profits. Are they going to draft, just Cross or are they going to do Karrion Cross, AOP, the manager, and the valet? Are they doing it all?
So Brian says that NXT is moving to CW in the fall.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. They're going to the CW in the fall, which I'm down with that because it seems like USA's letting everybody go.
Mm.
USA's letting Monday Night Raw go, NXT go, SmackDown's been gone. But I think I heard that after the Fox deal, SmackDown's returning to USA.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, here's the thing. If if we go to or if WWE goes to Netflix, which they are, and you
They're going
see
to.
how well it goes, if it goes really well, I'm remiss to say that I think Netflix buys up all of
Yeah, I could see that happening. And I think it's because Netflix has been messing around with those live events
it. Yeah.
deals, and those have been going for them. I actually tuned into one of the guy. I'm a huge cooking nerd. I love to cook, and watching that live was kind of like, oh, it's like holds bar, like we do here,
Yeah.
but with cooking. I think Netflix has the potential to do something like that with their shows and kind of make it a weekly live event every week. I think it bodes well for them.
Right. Yeah. And see, SmackDown does move to USA in the fall.
Okay.
So it's going to be this weird lapse, though. There is a couple of months that people don't know what's going to happen with Monday Night Raw. So,
Which I think will help because we're kind of oversaturated. You know what I mean? Like you have like these three shows back to back to back. They're about what 3 hours long.
Monday Night
Uh,
Raw is 3 hours. NXT is Tuesday at 2 hours. AEW is Wednesday at 2 hours. Thursday night currently is TNA Impact and New Japan.
mhm.
And their Impact's 2 hours. New Japan's an hour or two. I don't know where Ring of Honor lands in the fold. Then you got SmackDown on Fridays, 2 hours. Then you got Collision, right? No, you got the Rampage is an
Okay.
hour after that. Then Saturday you got damn AEW Collision. It's it's freaking huge. There's
Yeah.
not a night without wrestling,
Yep. Which makes it
except
hard to do
Sunday.
this. um,
Yeah,
but so that's what I'm saying. Like maybe what they say. The old adage, "Absence makes the heart grow fonder." I think that might help. It might help just for
you
briefly.
you thinking that they won't be on TV somewhere is a pipe dream. That's dumb. I'm sorry. Because guess what? Okay, I'll give you an example. If we went away for a month and came back, we would have to rebuild an audience because everybody like they fucking left. Come on, bro. Yep. So Raw,
Yep.
NXT,
And
Dynamite,
Tom,
Impact.
yeah, and NWA
Yeah.
and
Yep.
MLW. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We watch all the same shit, dude. Trust me.
Mhm.
I don't watch that much MLW anymore, but I used to watch it a bit. NWA, I'm just behind
Yeah.
on.
I'm like a couple. No, nope. Not caught up. Yep, because of the tournament going on, and then they have a show tomorrow.
Right.
Uh, so yeah, that they've been just chugging along and really just on a run here. And I think we mentioned something like there's no changes to CW deal for them, right?
No, there nothing changes on the CW deal for them.
Yeah, I think the only thing is that he's now doing like a behind the scenes type of reality show.
I don't know if they're gonna do that still or not. I know it was proposed, but I don't know if they ended up.
Like I think I heard it was like Billy Corgan and the world of Carney, something like that. I'm trying to remember. Just saw an article about it a couple days ago, which I think is a good idea. I mean, it worked. Netflix worked for OBW. Why not?
I mean, here's the thing though. Part of the magic of wrestling is not knowing, right? So, how much really can you expose without damaging your own product?
Can't hear you, but you just how much
Oh,
can
I'm
you
sorry.
just run away? I thought you said you're going to get a new headset, bro. What's up with that?
It didn't. It didn't show up yet. I've got that and a new other new setup, which we need to talk about. We have you and me do have to have a meeting after the show. Sorry.
I won't be able to, unfortunately. I will have to take a rain check on that. It's because where I'm at.
Oh, it's gonna be a quick phone call because you got to know about some expenses. But anyway,
I
yeah.
figured as much. I was just talking about that because most the money that we make is actually just going back into this.
Y-
uh,
Kind of. I'm
yeah.
getting ready to. I'm getting ready to drop a dime on some shit. So we'll have to have a conversation.
All right. All right.
We have to have a conversation. There's three things you need to know, and I'll handle it all off air. We can't talk about this shit. Um. Yeah. So listen. What I said was I don't remember what I said. What were we talking about? You were like, I faded off, but what was I talking about when I faded off?
NWA.
NWA. Oh yeah. How much do you want to expose before you remove the what ifs? And now you've lost your audience because half of your audience is because they don't know what's going to happen next. You can only go behind the scenes so much before you tear this business apart.
True. True.
That's my thing on it. Like Dark Side of the Ring, not the biggest fan. It's okay. I've watched a couple episodes. Um, but I mean,
A&E, I think A&E does like a weekly thing, like every week, like behind the scenes, like docs, semi docs, and then it goes behind the scenes or some of the rivalries. I think that's cool. Going
yes,
behind some of the
because
history, some of the best matches, some of the best rivalries, I think is dope.
right,
Um,
that's all well and good. That's all basic production writing shit. And are they protecting the history and the legacy? Is the point there? You know what I'm saying? They've got to protect the legacy of what happened. They've got to protect the history of what happened. You're not going to go, well, you know, Jumpin' Jeff Farmer and I went and met with the agent, and we sat there for 20 minutes and worked out all 3 weeks worth of story. You're not going to fucking do that. If you know what I'm saying? I don't see people doing that and it being okay. Everybody wants behind the scenes, but if you go too far behind the scenes, you're going to ruin it.
you don't want to peek too much behind the curtain because you're going to end up losing the match. Like,
Yeah,
but like,
exactly.
but like, it's done on movies, right? Like you always got,
Uh,
behind the scenes, you get some of the you know how a movie is put together, right? You
no,
know how all that.
hold up, time out. They don't release behind the scenes until they release the DVD. You don't get that on the theatrical release. The original release doesn't have behind the scenes and all the extra bullshit. Right?
Okay, I'll give you that. So
So the
I'm
first
thinking these kind of shows I feel are like the directors, behind the scenes commentary, you know, uh when it comes to those type of events and shows.
yeah. Haven't watched MLW since they came to Charlotte. And Dark Side's good. Some episodes are really hard to sit through. Dude, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah, agreed.
Spotlight
They're
Scotty
tough.
Brooks, you're early. Spotlight will be joining us right around 9 o'clock.
I cannot stay that long. But I'll let you and Scotty take care of that and
Oh,
enjoy.
that's good. That's good. What else do you got?
That was it.
Oh,
I
dude,
was kind of hyped
the
for.
the Drew and Sheamus promo. We got to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Where Drew's standing in the ring, burger after fuck you, Drew McIntyre, bro. I get that everybody, and you know damn well Sheamus approved of this, but still, I was like, come on, man. You could have done something better than that. You could have made fun of the gray in his beard. You could have made fun of anything. But you going,
Fruit, pretty much low hanging fruit. Low hanging
yeah.
fruit. You
Um,
know,
of
but
course,
still kick some ass though. Just saying.
yeah. I still ain't fighting that fucker. That ain't happening.
Mm-mm.
And the one big thing I've been trying to tell people is, oh, you can say he's fat and out of shape. His bank account's real fat, so it don't matter. His bank account's real fat. He's good. And the second thing is, you still won't say that shit to him in person because he'll knock the fuck out of you.
I agree, and that was kind of fun. Drew is fun with a mic. He is.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
Definitely fun with a microphone. Um, dude, so much good shit, man. So much good shit.
It's a wrestling renaissance, my friend. Like you said, there's literally not a day that you can't watch wrestling, and it's something different every single time.
Yep, dude. I used to take Sundays as my catch-up day.
Yeah, same.
I'm not a Matt Riddle fan, so that doesn't help me. But it's cool that he's coming up there for
Yeah,
VCW. There's
yep.
a promotion in Virginia.
I know it's Alexandria. It's Alexandria, Virginia. I know where the temple is. I used to drive by it for school every day. There's a lot of weird paintings and stuff and statues at that temple. But yes, Matt Riddle's in town. Nyla Rose is in town. VCW is a local indie promotion here in good old Alexandria, Virginia. So yes, that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, so you're going to be going to work the VCW show is what we need.
No. If they talk to me, I guess. But no, I have my interest in a couple of other promotions as well. So we'll see.
Thoughts on Javon Evans, dude? He had a stellar matchup against
Thoughts?
Sam Elia. He's amazing.
He's amazing. The kid, I've seen the kid. I've trained with the kid. I worked shows with the kid. The kid put in the work. He has a mind for this business. He is a sponge. And you could tell he's having fun. The kid's having a blast. And the fact that he can work on that level with that type of talent and shine the way he does, and it's amazing. The kid is skyrocketing. He's doing a fantastic job. If we don't see him going up in the main show and shortly, it's crazy.
I mean, I'd say he's going to need probably a year or two before he goes up.
You think so? Maybe. I mean, he's already made a statement with that matchup. You know what I mean?
I agree, but here's the
he's
thing.
even got the eye of. I mean, I say less than a year, a little bit less than a year. Something's coming for him.
Man, look, he can get drafted Friday. We don't know. It'd be freaking wild, but
that'd be freaking awesome.
Considering
you never know. I mean,
NXT,
technically, you never know. That's a good point. That could happen. That is a possibility.
He could get drafted, man. That'd be nuts. I think it would be. I think him being in NXT the next 3 to 6 and really getting that crowd behind him before he goes up is the way. But that's just
he already has. That's the thing. He already has the crowd behind him. He already does.
You're not wrong. I'm saying more so.
Ooh, yeah.
That would be a fun matchup.
I could see that. Yeah, most definitely.
Jesus Christ. That would be good.
Yeah.
Javon Evans and Ricochet.
Ricochet on a draft show this week. Yo, that'd be fire.
Let's go. I mentioned that'd
I
be
think
great.
that'd be a
Dude,
dream match for him too. That's one of his dream matches. Has
it
to be.
is, man. Him and Kofi would be good.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a handful of people I really want to see him work against, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like him and Kofi, him and Ricochet would be awesome. Montez Ford, him and Montez.
Mm.
Montez got some size on him, though, boy.
Dragon Lee. Yeah. Okay.
Eh, I, yeah, no. Santos, him and Santos Escobar would be good,
Yeah, I was about to say Santos. Him and Santos. Yeah.
or him and that dude, Joaquin Wild. I never was the biggest fan of Joaquin Wild. I didn't care for him when he was when he was in TNA. He's all right. He just wasn't somebody I went out of my way to watch. But I think him and Joaquin would have a good match. Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. I'm gonna go ahead and get the invite sent over for the next segment. That way, it's done. Because I like to be ahead of the game. We like to make sure our production's on point and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Lorenzo's handling the behind the scenes right now.
Oh, he's holding the microphone or the camera. Got it.
Yeah. Well, apparently he's also working the invites and all that, and yeah, he's doing a good job. Proud of him. He likes to help out.
Nice. There's nothing wrong with that. You know that? All right, that invite sent out. Good Lord. That match on the 27th is going to be nuts. That's Saturday. Um, yeah. So,
Yeah. Saturday, this weekend's gonna be busy too. It's a crazy
yep.
weekend.
I'm booked Friday and Saturday, so it's going to
Yeah,
be.
I almost booked myself Friday. Tried to book myself Friday for some things, but I'm here. Good old DMV. So at least I'm trying to make some connections. So can't complain.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, man, look, that's what I tell people because I'm not going to go into a lot of things here. I'm not going to go into a lot of things here. But what I am going to tell you is this. I was having a conversation with somebody about, uh, you know, how to handle things and how to do shit in this business. And somebody was like, well, I want to talk to these places. You can send a message to every motherfucker you want, but unless you show up and show them that that you're for real about being there, they're not interested in paying you. They're not interested in bringing you in because they don't see you there in person.
You have to add value. You have to make sure that they are able to invest in what is the value that you're adding that they don't have. I've gotten a
Right.
lot of notes. I've gotten a lot of notes, and you can either take it personally, or you can be like, I guess I just have to figure out what kind of value I can add to their program. What
Right.
do you bring to that promotion? What do you bring to them that they could get from anybody else? That you
Well,
have to make your way stand out.
right. Another thought, another thing to that is you've got to be able to be there where they can see that you're for real. That was my big thing. He cut out. You got to be able to be there and have people see that you're serious about it, because
Yes.
a lot of people in this industry are like, oh, you just talk shit until you show up, and people then will be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're for real because you're here.
Hmm.
When you show up, doors open up. If you don't show up, the door can't open. So
And don't. I made this mistake because I was a greenhorn. Don't just show up and start helping out. Just introduce yourself.
yeah,
First, hi, my name is so and so. Heard about your promotion. Just like to introduce myself. What can I do to help out? Don't
yep,
assume things. Always ask. I have made that
yeah,
mistake. Don't do it.
yeah,
Don't assume things because you did stuff at the last show. Things would be the same thing. No, always ask. Always ask. Don't just set up a
yeah.
merch table. Ask for permission. Ask who's the promoter, who's the booker, who's the because not that title changes. So it's not always the
Right.
same person either. The promoter,
It-
the booker, that could be different people. So make sure you ask. By the
you
way,
know, I did want to bring up another interesting point for you. And we show a lot of support when it comes to independent companies. We do, because we work for a lot of independent companies. Now, I have recently started going and back and looking and seeing the companies that are sharing us and sharing our information, sharing our videos, sharing our details because they want growth out of it. Because we're acknowledging them, they're getting
one
it
hand washes the other.
right,
Like, and I say it all the time. Like, it's we have a platform, we have a brand, we have a responsibility.
right,
You know what I mean? We want. I'm not saying that we have the pulse on what is indie wrestling, uh, but I feel like we have a responsibility to put the eye on that kind of talent, on the promoters who actually
right.
try, the talent that deserve that kind of spotlight. Because there's so many talents. Throw a rock, you'll find a promotion. We are literally in uh,
We're in the
the
Mecca.
Mecca. The Mecca.
Yeah,
I was trying to because I use the analogy a lot, but it was like there's something more to that. It's just like there's so many promotions you can work for and be involved with.
there's
Uh,
hundreds of federations in this area. There's
yeah,
thousands upon thousands of wrestlers in this area. It's crazy to think that, okay, you guys are involved with 5, 10, whatever companies. It's crazy for anybody to think that us talking about you and you not sharing it is an idea. Like, how would that? Why wouldn't you want to put over the fact that we're putting you over when we work for all these places?
plus think about the reach. I mean, it's again,
Yeah,
what we went back to? Adding value.
yes,
Adding value. Adding value.
every asses every 18 is the point. And preferably asses that are older than 18. But
And
that's a
also
different
also
ballgame.
we plus, we also give out free information sometimes. This could be like a whole seminar in itself, but like, take advantage of certain resources that you have. Your local radio station, your local newspaper, uh, you know, local TV stations. You never know. It doesn't hurt to ask.
Right.
I work with one of my buddies is a podcaster. We actually started working together, podcasting for a radio. I had some radio time, and then it went off to we work for a YouTube channel. Now he has his own show on said YouTube channel. Shout out to Rob Medina. You're so cool. Or Rob Medina. Um, he has now started in reaching out to people, to actors, to directors, and it never would have started without that first email. Hey, I'm doing this and this. Would you be interested? It all it takes is being respectful, being professional, and reaching out. You never know what could happen. You never know.
Right. Oh, I agree. All right, brother. Well, listen, I know you're kind of short on time. I will text you when I'm off air, and
All
we
right.
will we'll hop on the horn and handle business. Um. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's funny. Push his chair to the right. My big ass takes 20, not 18 inches. Hey,
18. That's
listen,
funny.
that's funny. And you guys are going to be at Ring of Fire. That's cool. We're going to be
That's dope.
talking about some Ring of Fire here
Oh yeah,
very
he's
shortly
the
because
commish, the jefe about that. So yeah, that's the guy to
yeah,
talk to about that. So
I don't know what's happening Saturday yet, my friend. I just know I'm booked Friday in Charlotte. You never know where I'm going to be Saturday. Maybe I'll be there. Maybe I won't be. Maybe I'll be somewhere else. Maybe everybody just needs to buy a ticket to every indie show, and
you
that
should do that.
way,
You should
what
do that.
happens is somewhere you'll find me. And if you find me,
That's true.
we can take a picture together.
And he'll give you a
How's that?
T-shirt
I
if
can't
you have
give
one.
any. I have none left. I'm out. I'm
Oh
sold out of
damn,
merch.
damn. We need
Sold out
some
of
make
merch.
some new merch. Well, on
Yeah,
that
I
note,
know.
I'll see you.
Yep.
Uh,
Thank you.
we'll talk.
Yep.
Everybody, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share. We share you. We follow. Share for share. And I'll see you next time. Or probably in the Indies.
Oh yeah.
Deuces.
See you around. Thank you, David. You have a good
No,
night, buddy.
thank you. You too, Bo.
All right, man. He knows about 4 of the matches going on. We're gonna cover a bunch of matches on this, so it's okay. I'm about to bring on the Ring of Fire Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Y'all, welcome to the show. Spotlight, Scotty Brooks. What's up?
What's up, man? Hey, I want to give a shout out here. I'm in White Ass Cigars. Here's the owner, Dean Smith. Yes, not that Dean Smith, but Dean Smith. Thank you for having us. I'm going to slip away to Dean's office right quick as we go because it's a little loud out here. How we doing there, Ron?
Hey, man. Another day in Paradise. I'm looking forward to finishing up this podcast so I can go outside and enjoy myself a cigar.
Well, hey.
It's going to be an Aladino.
Absolutely. Hey, guys, if you're ever in the North and South Carolina market or anywhere in the South, enjoy a nice Aladino Corojo Reserva on sale at every cigar shop around.
Hell yeah. Actually, I think that's the one I just smoked the other night. Earlier this week. I want to say I had one Saturday. Fantastic.
Well, you know what's a great thing about this, and we'll go into the really nice aspects of the Ring of Fire card here coming up this coming Saturday. But this is actually an old cigar. So we are the old school Camacho from back in the early heydays of the 2000s and even before. So going back into the 90s. This is actually the old blend for the Camacho Diploma that everybody used to love so much.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So get a nice shot here of Dean's beautiful mobile cigar lounge that will be available at Bike Week across from the Beaver Trap. I think that's what it's called down in, or the Beaver Bar in Surfside in Myrtle Beach here. As you can see, Aladino is a nice little sponsor there. Oh, let's see. My camera skills with this new phone suck. There we go. Hey.
Nice job. Dude, listen, so you're going to be at Ring of Fire this weekend.
Yes, sir.
All right. So they got a battle royal going on for the number 1 contender for the Inferno Championship. Now, which is the Inferno Championship?
Well, I would say equivalency-wise, and there's a guy that's getting ready to fire up a really nice bike here in a second, so if it gets a little loud for about 30 seconds, I apologize. That would, that's kind of our Intercontinental United States title, so to speak. So,
gotcha.
Going to have some great participants in that. I think you can see Tommy Okami in that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a badass bike. Oh, yeah, it is. Oh. It's an Indian.
Oh.
Not the, Indian motorcycles.
But yeah, I saw like Tommy Okami. I thought I saw a bunch of APW people like Justin Kindred and AJ Frost and a whole bunch of names from APW and Poland Springs are heading up that way.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have some really good talent on this card. Tommy Okami's going to be there. You got some other great, like you said, Justin Kindred, AJ Frost. AJ's a hell of a wrestler. Can't wait to see him perform that night. Fisticuffs will be in action. It looks like all sorts of people coming in.
That's going to be good. So that's a cool. That's cool that there's going to be a battle royal. Those are always fun. We've got Levy versus Bigelow.
Yeah, D.A. Bigelow. He's one of Thomas Extreme's trainees from way back in the day. He's coming back into the business. He had a kid. He's been out for the last 6 months, I guess you could say, on paternity leave. Great wrestler. Mike Levy, his reputation precedes him. He's one of the greatest hardcore names the South has ever seen.
All right. That's awesome. We've got Fireball versus Love Machine.
I'm not too keen I don't know who Love Machine is, but I do know Fireball. Fireball always puts on a great show. Can't wait to see him in action.
Fantastic.
I think he's going to take this. Fireball's doing some good things here in Ring of Fire.
Very good. You've got Luke Fury versus, I think it's Asher Rain, right?
Yeah, and these two, it would not surprise me if they don't steal the show. That they steal the show. These guys are phenomenal. Luke Fury, if you're not in the Carolinas and you want to come out and see a great young kid that's coming out, or this guy, every time he comes out, he puts on an amazing show, has arguably match of the night every time.
Right.
I mean, it runs in his blood, for God's sakes. His father's an amazing wrestler too.
Damn. Yes, I agree. I've got to see his father, Nick Fury, work, and I've been around Luke for the last year and a half in North Carolina, and the kid is fantastic. There's no doubt.
Yeah. There's I can't say enough great positive things about Luke. Luke is on his way, I think, to superstardom.
I agree.
If he stays on the right track, he does the things that he needs to do. I mean, it would not surprise me to see him on TV one day.
If he isn't on TV by the time he's 21, I'm going to be very surprised.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This kid's going to have a long career.
Oh, yeah.
But, a lot of people said that about Cash back in the day whenever we were first starting. And, it took Cash till he was about 26, 27 to finally get that call.
Right.
But it's a lot different now than whenever he was trying to come through too.
Right. Back then it was more the bodybuilder style.
Not even that. It was one promotion too. You got to remember. Well, I mean, you had two. You had TNA, but one promotion was unless you knew somebody at TNA, it was kind of tough to get booked.
Right. There's a 8-man tag match happening.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be all the Allens in the ring. Mason, forgive me, I don't remember all their names.
Robert, Steve,
yeah,
Justin, and Mason.
Yeah, they're all going to be in the ring together. And let's see, who's the four they're going up against? I think it's Khalif and Channing.
It's Channing, Duke, Curtis, and Okami.
Oh man, that could, and that's another one that could easily steal the show that night. I mean, you got four of the greatest. I mean, 8 of the greatest workers, wrestlers in the entire state of states, North, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia. Guys, book these guys. They are phenomenal.
Right. And then I'm saying FTC versus Tropical Tribe.
Yeah, I've never seen Tropical Tribe, so this is going to be one of those things. I'm going to be peeking through the curtain, watching myself. I'm going to be watching this. This looks like it could be good. If Fisticuffs always comes, they got that old school Smash Mouth style. I'm looking forward to seeing them. They really they can put on a decent show whenever they want to. And Tropical Tribe, never seen them. I mean, I know it sounds. Listen, I'm not trying to slide anybody by saying that. I'm just saying I'm not up to par on who they are. The booking committee and the promoter are the guys that book these guys, and I'm actually interested in seeing some great new talent. Hopefully, these are some guys that want to stick around and make it a great show.
Most definitely. And then it says here that you will be doing something as well at the show.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we got to talk about the elephant in the room there, about Mr. Kazarian on June 1st, and tell a little bit about what happened on the last show on 420.
Okay.
Trey Chaos. Gina somehow got involved whenever she wasn't supposed to. She was at ringside. Of course, we're not in a governing, sanctioning body where you, Mr. Commissioner, could have said, "Hey, don't do this."
Right.
But slipped. I beat Trey 1, 2, 3 right there in the middle of the ring. Was getting ready to walk out of there with 2 really nice pieces of hardware draped across this chest, around probably the sexiest body in Ring of Fire, if not the entire Carolinas wrestling scene. And then all of a sudden, they said he got his foot on the ropes, which everybody knows didn't happen. And he hit me with everything he had. I kept coming out of it, and she slides him the belt, and right there, blatantly in front of the referee. I mean, I've still got a knot on my noggin right here. That one hurt a little bit.
Damn. Okay, so ended in disqualification. He couldn't beat you, so he had to do something.
Yeah, I guess whenever you want to, whenever you're wanting to keep a title of that sort, for so long or whatever, you'll resort to whatever means are necessary, even if it means you lose the match and you keep your title. But it just shows the type of person that Trey Chaos is, and that his wonderful little manager is, and that's fine. You know, he and I will meet somewhere down the road, and I'll still whip that ass real nice for him.
Nothing wrong with that. Right, like you say, it was taking place at a different venue in a different company, and I was not able to be there for that one. Well, I
Yeah,
also had no claim to be there.
right. Yeah, no, and that's fine. I mean, we just wanted to get the match, have the match. We were gracious enough to the guys down in Vail, North Carolina, ACW Bradshaw Promotions, to allow us to have the match. It was last second. We literally got notified. We notified them on Friday. They agreed to have the match, and there you go.
Right. Gotcha. Man, it sounds like it's going to be a heck of a show for you Saturday. I'm not going to keep you because I know you're doing business, but I greatly appreciate you. Well, hey, man, look, your business is smoking cigars.
Yeah, I mean, when business is booming, I mean, it's pretty nice. I'm not going to lie.
Right. So I'm not going to keep you. I know you got to have a meeting with your guy in there. Thank you very much for your time. I'm going to do the Indy rundown, and I'm getting out of here tonight myself.
Good to see you guys. Thank you. If you're ever in Myrtle Beach, come by White Ash Cigars here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Next week, you never know where you'll see me. Probably somewhere between Atlanta, Biloxi, Mississippi, Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Tennessee. Yeah, I'm all over the place. I'm bad and I'm nationwide, baby.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, Mr. Brooks, thank you very much, and have a good show Saturday night, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Dude, that guy's always energy, always high energy, always high octane. It never freaking fails. Sounds like they're going to have an epic show on Saturday night. That's going to be Flame Changer, I believe is the name of that show. We're getting ready to run down what we got coming up anyway. So, this Friday coming up, I got a bunch of matches for XWW to go over, but Friday night you can catch Extreme Warfare happening at Waxhaw Tap House. That's Waxhaw, North Carolina. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these other matches real quick because I know I've got them somewhere. I don't know if I sent them to myself or not. Oh, shit. Okay, those are for May 3rd. Never mind. It's a different show entirely. I'm going to have to grab those too. There's just a bunch going on for this Extreme Warfare show coming up. I'm going to have them loaded here just 1 second. So we've got Bobby Ballantyne and Treehouse Lee for the U.S. title, for XWW's United States title. That's happening. That's going to be fantastic because I can tell you one thing. If you've never seen Treehouse Lee, you never know what you're going to get with him. Bobby Ballantyne is one of the most popular stars in XWW. Always fantastic to see him. AJ Myers, Luke Fury, and Elliott Shock. This has high octane. You may as well take a needle, a syringe of epinephrine, and dump it right into your chest because that's what this matchup is going to be. A rematch for the internet and television titles. Saeed Al Sabah defending against Little Panda. That is going to be something to see because these two guys never, ever give up. It's always nuts when those two are in the ring. Hey Holiday, Angels, and this is going to be pins anywhere. So anywhere at the bar, on the property, anything can happen. Somebody's getting taken out, somebody's getting pinned, and it doesn't have to happen in the ring. So once again, that's Waxhaw Tap House. That's coming up this Friday. It's a free show. Show starts at 7:30. It's a good, solid showtime for this place. It's a good venue. I love Waxhaw. They're gonna have a badass food truck. From what I understand, it's gonna be jalapenos again. So I'm really excited for that. They got a really good Cuban sandwich, and my cheat day is coming up. Where is the tap house located in Waxhaw? It's the Waxhaw Tap House. I mean, that's all you got to do is look it up. You look up Waxhaw Tap House on your mobile phone, hit the map, and go do the place. It's done. You will be there. Do need to tell y'all, I predicted correctly on the winner of the Matthews Cup, and that was J.P. Lehman winning the Matthews Cup over the weekend. I didn't have his opponent right, but I still had the winner right, so that's what matters to me. We just talked to Scotty Brooks about see, this is an old flyer here, but it's going to be Flame Changer. This is this weekend at the same place. I don't believe we got an updated. I think they had one updated flyer put out, but either way, you're going to see Asher Rain and Luke Fury. You're going to see the Dawson's debut. We just talked about it with Scotty Brooks. That is this Saturday, the 27th. And that's still going to be at the Highland Rec Center. Prices are the same. Bell time, doors open. It's all the same. So be sure you are ready for that. I'm getting ready to add some more matches for the next show as well that we got coming up. May the 3rd, XWW returns. May 3rd, they have Battlefield 2024. This is Lenny Boy Brewing Company. This is in Charlotte, North Carolina. And as you can see, Heath Slater will be there. TNA and WWE's own Heath Slater in the building at Lenny Boy Brewing. It's going to be nuts. What else we got is this. If you've never seen them work a match before, if you've never seen these two ladies in a match before, you're not doing it right. I'm telling you here and now, Emily J, you've seen her on AEW. She is fantastic to watch. I can't wait to see her and Lexi Steele. And this is the number one contendership for the women's title held by Danny Moe. So I'm really excited in that. I believe Emily J, Danny Moe is a match made in heaven. I think that would be a fantastic matchup. Also on that, we've got Diego Hill and Ian Maxwell. I think that is another potential show stealer. Dude, so much good shit going on. One show. I can't wait. Now, I've got to get some more matches for some of the shows we have coming up beyond that. Let's see here. We do know June the 1st, Spotlight Scotty Brooks will be going head to head against Frankie Kazarian. That is going to be something to behold right there. For anybody who doesn't know, Frankie Kazarian, TNA legend, first ballot TNA Hall of Famer. I think the guy is going to be giving Scotty Brooks everything he wants and then some in that matchup. There's no doubt about it. I don't know what else is on tap for that, but I'm sure we're going to learn more for June the 1st, this Saturday at Flame Changer. Coming up after that, we're going to June 1st some more as we have the Norton Lewis Memorial coming up. This is multiple companies are involved in putting this show on. We've got stars coming in, and probably in the match I'm looking forward to the most is this one right here. Santana Jackson coming in from Vegas, Chase Emery. Here's my thing with it. This is a 100% complete clash of styles. You have the entertainer, the Vegas star, Santana Jackson. You have what you would consider to be professional wrestling embodiment in Chase Emery. This is a complete clash of styles. I have a feeling that this is going to be match of the night. I am really excited for that one. Suicide coming in from TNA to take on Peterbilt. Peterbilt trained under George South, trained under Lodi, trained under a bunch of folks here in the Carolinas. Fantastic wrestler. He's going to have his hands full with Suicide, but Suicide is going to have to try to get past Peterbilt's power. The veteran Ken Magnum, the Wolverine Crucifix. This has a lot of potential too. These two guys have met before. They've met in multiple states. They've met in multiple companies. They are going to bludgeon each other. This is going to be a war between them two. And another war that's coming, Merc versus the Outlaw Randy Wayne. Those are just 4 of the matches that I have currently for this show. Folks, I'm telling you, if you don't know, you need to find out. There's going to be more announced. There's going to be more matches going on. There's a VIP meet and greet. Doors open at 6 o'clock. This is taking place down in Union, South Carolina. It's going to be a badass show. I cannot wait for this show. Austin Area Seminar will be the next day, June the 2nd. Monroe, North Carolina. Please reach out to Braden Marshall. Reach out to, man, look, I need to get some information on who the hell they need to reach out to. Reach out to Braden Marshall right now for that seminar until I'm told otherwise. That's what we're going to do. The following weekend, you will find me in Georgia for the Birthday of Champions, the 7th and the 8th. This is a 2-day event. Plenty of wrestling, plenty of legends. Look at that. You've got a ton of legends going to be there. We're going to actually do a preview show for this the week before its show. It's going to be awesome. We've got the voice actor from Dragon Ball Z going to be there. There's a lot going on that. We're going to talk about some of the matchups. We're going to talk about the legends. Who else is going to be there? We're just going to make something happen in Marietta, Georgia. I cannot wait. Hotel room's already done, and my lodging's already, and I've already taken off from work for the next day. That Sunday, I'm taking the day off to just kind of decompress. That's what I'm telling everybody. Is I'm taking the day off just to decompress from running the roads. That's definitely not the case. I already have plans, but you can't know what they are. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. Maybe you have to go look at an indie show, see if you can find it. I don't know. Coming up after that, we got Justified. Live Pro Wrestling returns to Union, South Carolina, July the 13th. Lots of details still under wraps for that one. Parade of Champions coming up in September the 7th, Lexington, South Carolina. I'm really excited for the show. There are sponsorship opportunities, so if you're interested in sponsoring the show, please reach out to Pro Wrestling Union. You will see Heath Slater there, the Heat Seekers, Whiskey Business, Chase Emery, Landon Hale, Luca Daniels, oh man, Zuka King, AJ Kazana, John Schuyler, Christopher Prince, Caleb Conley. Dude, stacked card. Be sure to also tune in to Wrestling Road Stories. They are a sponsor of that show as well, and we support our other podcasters out there. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a great evening. And guess what? You know where you can find me? Because I'll see you